Spoily day, the sun's out, and I have a fire going. Okay, so one of these things ended up being no good, so I'm gonna have to make a new one of those. So far all the rest are good though. I hope I don't find another crappy one, but if I do, I'll make another one. Can't expect it to be perfect every time when I'm eyeballing. And here's the new bolts I got. A whole bag, and a whole bag of half-height nuts, because you know, the regular nuts are like twice as tall, and these are like half height. I don't remember what the guy said they were called. They had a funny name though. Said they were like electrician nuts, or I don't know, niblets or something. I don't remember. It was a funny name though. And I also needed short heads on some of my bolts, so I cut the tops off of those. That was real fun, spending half an hour with the angle grinder. I spared you from that. Here's the other thing I did the other day, was I put a whole bunch of styrofoam along this bottom door panel. That used to be just like a clear sheet of polycarbonate down there, you know, just one sheet, so not exactly insulating. And I would always get a cold toes from standing in this area. So now no cold toes. My toes feel great. Wow. And the last thing I have to insulate, oh, I also stuffed a bunch of stuff up beside this door to fill in the drafty spot. I do still have to insulate this window because that's just one pane. I don't know when I get to that. And then the door over there doesn't exactly seal that well. I'll have to fix that too. But just that bottom and fixing around the big door makes a pretty big difference in here. You might be wondering why I'm constantly putting this on and taking it off. It's because every time I put on my headphones, I want a hood. I don't like them right on my ears. I want some cloth in the way. Otherwise they like stick kind of. They don't feel good. This feels great though. Alright, need to get my welder over to the other side. Right. Let's back him up. Well, this is kind of hard to do with one hand. I need to pump up that tire down there. Anyway, moving the... Ah! Son of a monkey blaster! Oh, pink party palace shoes! In the way again! So I just started welding those in place, and then ran out of aluminum wire. I thought I had an extra one in here, but I don't. And I kind of need it, so I guess I have to go out and get one. Yesterday I went to 4 different stores to finally get one of these. Actually I got 2 of them, so I can go weld those things on up there. Excellent. I had a funny experience at one of the stores too. Those are all welded on there pretty good. These are my wet tissues to keep the polycarbonate from melting. And I think it might be ready for a little test. Now I do keep hearing about this polycarbonate stuff being brittle or soft or whatever. And I'm going to do a little demonstration to maybe ease some people's minds. So this polycarbonate stuff, it isn't just plastic. It's plastic with carbon fibers running through it. And that makes it incredibly resilient. And the plastic is actually pretty hard anyway. Let me just make sure I'm not going to get hit by any fragments, just in case anything horrible happens, but I don't think it will. I pretty much just hit that as hard as I can against a rock. And, oh look, you can see I hit it so hard, moisture came out of the rock. Totally fine. A bit of scratches on there, that's it. I'm almost ready for a test drive of this thing. I just have to screw down all this polycarbonate. And over here. Great, now that I went outside, my camera's fogging up again. Whoa! I found the wrench I lost the other day. And I also broke a piece. In here. Ironically, one of the polycarbonate pieces that I was just saying are so strong. It was one of the ones where I used PVC glue instead of the polycarbonate glue. I do have polycarbonate glue now, so I should be able to just rebuild it with the correct glue this time, so it won't snap. So since the one piece broke, I just put it up on the other 3 legs. I'm going to test those. Oh, it moves! This is marvelous! Oh, so excellent! Whoa, that's great! Oh, still a little bit stiff, but I can move it without like using full strength. And in this position, I couldn't move it at all before. So this is good. Definitely good. Oh, let's see. Oh, broken leg. Jamie's having a rough week. And let the told you so's commence. That's real classy, by the way. When, you know, someone's doing something and 400 things go right, and the whole time you're saying, well, that's not gonna work, that's not gonna work, that's not gonna work, that's not gonna work. And it keeps working and keeps working, and then something breaks. Then you get to say, I told you so, I told you so, and look like a real idiot. So I'm just saying, you know, just letting you know that's what you're gonna look like if you do that. But go ahead. Now, Jaimie, you know what you should have done? Because, you know, I'm sitting here on my big butt at my computer, and I know what you should have done, because, you know, my imaginary robot that I built in my head came out perfectly, because I did everything perfectly right. So I know what you should do. So you know what you should have done when you were building that thing. You should have listened to me, because I'm sitting here on my butt doing nothing, except for that imaginary robot that I built in my head that worked perfect. You should have listened, man. Should have listened. Any chance that'll get it all out of your system? Oh, whatever. Alright, time to dismantle this piece. Wait a minute. I could just edit out the part where the piece broke. Then I wouldn't have to listen to 400 people tell me I told you so. Oh, wait. But then I'd be full of it. I do think the polycarbonate ring up here will be totally fine. Although I do wonder if, having learned what I have about the material over the last couple of years, if I still would have made these things. Well, I think these parts are fine, but the part in here that broke, I wonder if I would have still made those out of polycarbonate. I don't know, because I've learned a lot about the material since then. It is incredibly strong. I don't know, I'm going to have to think about that. I don't really want to replace all of them, because I don't even know what I'd replace them with. It's not like I have like piles of infinite parts around. And the cool thing is, anytime you break something like this, you end up learning a lot about the material and stuff. So that's really cool. Well, it fits together pretty well. Why don't I just get some epoxy, you know, slap it back together. Yeah. A really good thing is this piece back here that this was inside and attached to seems to be totally non-deformed at all. It's totally okay, so that's good. I could try to replace these with aluminum ones, you know, as they break. I don't know if any other ones will break. They all look fine, but, you know, they might break since this one did. Don't exactly have a huge stock of aluminum stuff left. I do have this, which I might be able to make one with. I could probably replace this one with it. It's only 1/8 inch, but it's pretty strong. I'm gonna have to think about this. It's funny that it's like just the right size though. Maybe this one just magically needed to be replaced because this piece here wanted to be in the robot so bad it went and sabotaged this one. Inanimate shenanigans. Well, this is just about indestructible. It's just not the right shape. And I only have one. I probably shouldn't say this, but I kind of want an aluminum piece to break too. So I can kind of find out what the breaking limit is. Because I haven't had any pieces of aluminum fail on me yet. So far they seem like indestructible, but I need to know what the limit is so I can program that into my brain center. Programming station, builder, zone, whatever. I can also cheat and make these a little bit shorter. It would reduce the stress on them a lot. It's also funny that this broke then when there wasn't really any weight on it. Because before I've had it up on its 3 legs and I jumped on it with 40 pounds of chainmail on me. So I was like 250 extra pounds, like jumping up and down on it. But I mean this time it was just holding its own weight. So I guess I must have cracked that earlier somehow. And then it slowly grew the crack, not the piece, until it broke off. In that case, you know, the other ones might be okay, because maybe there was just a spot where there, like I hit it with a grinder and made it and scored it or something, or maybe something happened where there was a fluctuation in the material where it got a crack more easily. I don't know. Anyway, I'll be speculating on these things for a while, analyzing the situation in my scientific brain center mind probe. And one of the original reasons I didn't make those pieces out of aluminum was because people kept telling me that once you weld aluminum, it basically turns into mush and won't hold any strength. And I knew there'd be a lot of pressure on those pieces. But all the aluminum parts seem really strong so far.